Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new, please hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever a new video is released on this channel. If you want to check out more hood tours, visit my Philadelphia Hoods playlist covering over 200 plus different hoods in Philadelphia, PA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now we are going to be covering the Ludlow neighborhood in lower North Philadelphia. We're on 5th Street. We just made a left on 5th and Gerard. And check this out, on my left and on my right on 5th Street, this whole entire block was not here. What I mean by it was not here, I mean for the most part, there was like 3 or 4 little offices on my left-hand side for the last 20 years or so. But all those new houses that you just saw on the left and on the right, they were just made recently, within the last 5, maybe 10 years tops, probably a little less than 10 years. But yeah, they literally just made them. We're on 5th and Thompson on my right-hand side. We got Taco Rendo, or Rendo, however you pronunciate it. On my left-hand side, we got Flow Temp General Contracting. They do plumbing and whatnot. On my right-hand side, we got some new buildings, as you can see. And on my left-hand side, we got some original buildings from the neighborhood. We're passing Master. I'm going to take this up a little bit more. We're passing 5th and Master. On the right-hand side, that giant building you saw, I believe it was a school. Now it is a loft. It was abandoned for many years, and they just rehabilitated it and made it into a loft. On my right-hand side, you see some original homes, and you see some new homes. It looks like they're rehabilitating that home that's right there on my right. On my left-hand side, we just passed a park. We're on 5th and Jefferson. On my right-hand side, you see they're building, once more, they're building some new, that could be a home or apartment. On the left-hand side, we're passing a large warehouse. When I used to do an internship for the video production company called Backseat Conceptions, they stored their tour bus right here on the left-hand side in this factory. This factory within the last 9 years has been bought out, and now it's called the Revolution Factory, Billy Penn Studios. So there's a bunch of little studios inside of it. I believe like artistry studios and whatnot. On the right-hand side, we got Libertad Lounge. That's a bar. That's for sale. On my right-hand side, as we turn this corner, it's called Flex Fling. It's Invincible Pictures. This is a film studio, Philadelphia's film studio, on my right-hand side. And on my left-hand side, this is the back of that new warehouse that I'll tell you that they just rehabilitated. It's an old warehouse. Wow, look at this Dodge Ram. This Dodge Ram 150 is in beautiful shape. Wow, it's a classic too. Damn, that thing looks good. It got the knobby tires, clean body, and it got the antique vehicle tags. Somebody got a nice little pickup there. Yeah, so this little warehouse on my left has not only been rehabilitated to studios, but it's also been turned into lofts and apartments in the back. We're making a left on the 1500 block of Randolph Street, and what you're gonna see is you're gonna see new homes dropped everywhere in this neighborhood. On my right, we have some older homes, but then we have a new one dropped right there on the corner, the last one on my right. And then on my left, this is the back of that studio building. I believe they may be renting out apartments also. They have Heavy Hitters Kickboxing. It's located in that building. On my right, you see this empty lot. It's gated up because they're gonna do some work there. Yeah, they're gonna be constructing homes, new construction homes. Yep. This is a developer preferred neighborhood because, you know, it's right next to Girard Avenue. Close, it's like minutes away from Center City. It's like 6-7 minutes away from the Ben Franklin Bridge. The house for sale on my right, we're on Randolph and Jefferson. Right in front of us, we have a field. It's a baseball field. We have a female walking her dog. It's a playground, some swings. There's also a pool there, a local public pool. Now, Ludlow is bordered by Girard Avenue to the south, Cecil B Avenue to the north, 5th Street to the east, and 9th Street to the west. So we're on 5th Street. So if we pass 5th Street, we would no longer be in the Ludlow community. So I'm gonna make this left once more. On my right-hand side, you guys see Sammy's Place. It's also a bar. It's like a local bar that's been there for a while. We're we're passing the 1500 block of 5th Street. On my right-hand side, that giant lot will eventually be filled up with homes too. This is a popular neighborhood to build in right now. On my right-hand side, we got a small garage, and that garage has a Toyota Corona, an old school Corona, I believe like a late 70s, early 80s. For those of you guys who know about cars, you know that they don't make the Toyota Corona no more. And it's pretty cool. It's been there for a really long time. We got a bunch of graffiti on my right-hand side for all the graffiti enthusiasts. I see Spank, I see Wacko, I see a couple other heads deep, and more. We're passing Randolph Street. As you can see, we got original homes on my right, and we pass some new buildings on my left. We're on 6th and Oxford. Look on the corner on my right-hand side. You see them buildings with the aluminum siding on 6th and Oxford? The fancy fronts. I say they're fancy, but they're colorful compared to the rest. They have brick, and then they also have aluminum siding. The 2nd and 3rd floor has triple windows, brand new homes. And those are for sale, and one is for rent. On my left-hand side, we got the Philadelphia Housing Authority homes. These homes right here with the A-tops, those are PHA homes. That means Section 8. Usually like low-income affordable homes. You have to get on a list to qualify for those homes. On the left-hand side, look at this old building right here, 3-story. They're repairing the rear, and it says coming soon, 6 luxury apartments. So they bought that old building off of the original owners, and now they're turning it into luxury apartments. They're just rehabilitating an old shell. Passing another new home on my left. We have some PHA housing on my right. We have some original homes on my left and a few lots. We're right here on the right-hand side. We got Des Grocery Store. We're on 6th and Jefferson. We have some new homes on my right-hand side with front garages. On my left-hand side, you'll see the playground. On my right-hand side, we have a villa. That's apartments. The Peach Building, it's apartments. On my left-hand side, there's the pool. In the summer, that pool is packed. A bunch of kids and locals. On my right-hand side, we have a school. Name that school. And on my left-hand side, we have another school. Name that school. We're passing 6th and Master Street. We got some original houses on this block. On my right-hand side, we got a 4-story building. On my left-hand side, that first building is new. And then we got some new ones dropped in between. Every couple, there's like an original building, but then you'll see some new buildings and or rehabilitated buildings. That's because they bought the building off of the original owner. If the structure was safe enough and worth it, then they just, you know, spicing it up a little bit with new sheetrock, ceiling, floors, and more. If it had bad structure and it was in poor shape, roofing, you know, maybe like foundation problems, termites or whatnot, then they just do a full breakdown and rebuild it. On my right, those buildings are new. On my left, we have a building for sale. On my right, we got Baptist St. Philip's Church. On my left, they're doing some rehabilitation. So you're gonna notice a pattern about this neighborhood. On my right, we're passing a BP gas station. On my left, We Buy Gold, King Tax and Financial Services. Passing Hossman Pharmacy on 6th and Gerard. We're gonna make a right on Gerard. On my right-hand side, we got a car wash and detail center. On my left-hand side, we got Chim King Chicken and Beer. Now, I would love to make a right here. Let's see how this works out. All right, we're gonna make this right despite there being a road barrier there. On my left-hand side, there was a big factory here, big warehouse. Guess what? They knocked it down and look what they're doing. They are building, building, building. It's all about the location, guys, and this is minutes away from easy transportation, easy restaurants and nightlife and all that stuff. It's like minutes away. We're now on Thompson. That's the street that we just reached, Thompson. We have 600 Thompson to our right, 700 Thompson to our left. So what I will be doing is I will take you guys up one more block. Now, as always, I don't know it all. I don't have all the knowledge about every neighborhood. So feel free to share your memories, share your thoughts, share your comments in the comment section. That's why I leave the comment section open. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. All right, check out these houses right here. Garages on the first floor. beautiful front brickwork. We got a huge lot on my right that won't be there for long. New York tags on my left, Jersey tags on my right. Those must be new residents. On my left-hand side, those A-top houses, we're on Marshall Street. Marshall. Those A-top houses, they're PHA housing, Section 8 housing. We're traveling up Marshall Street. We had a few gentlemen on my left-hand side, all with their utility work masks, going in the building, doing some work. So this neighborhood is being heavily gentrified, being rehabilitated and brought back to life. You can still find some troubled situations here, like, you know, a few stick-ups, few fights, few robberies. Well, stick-ups are robberies, right? Let's make this right here because I want to show you another block. We're on Jefferson that they just hooked up. We got Presley Auto Body and Repair on my right. Usually a bunch of old gentlemen out there doing work. On my left, shout out to Rob Riley. On my left, we got D's Multi-Services. We passed it. That's connected to the grocery store. Then we had a brand new building right behind D's. On my left-hand side, you have all these new houses. Look on my left. You see the orange? Brand new houses. Yep, brand new. We're passing Randolph and Jefferson. I see sale. A tag, S-A-L-E. I wonder if he's having a sale on something. Sheet metal and products for residential buildings on my left. That's what it says. I don't think they're still in business because it's closed down. And that's connected to this art studio right here. The art studio starts right about here. This is where the studio starts. Each one of these are a separate business. Vanity flooring, ideal tile, countertops, kitchen cabinets, stay mobile, and more. Like I said, there's a kickboxing course in that building and a few other things. All right, and that bar on my right is for sale in case anybody's looking for a bar. That's prime real estate right here on 5th Street. Prime real estate. We're gonna make a right over here on Randolph. Now, I wanna show you this block. This block is completely brand new that we're about to hit. On my right-hand side, they made a ton of brand new homes. So we're now making a right on Randolph Street. So we got the back of that film studio right here. This is that film warehouse. They also got rock climbing on 5th Street. On my left-hand side, we got some new homes. You see it? And on my right-hand side, this whole strip is new. Look at it. Beautiful homes. It's actually a little private community. I could have drove back there, but I don't want to drive back there and find out that it's gated or, you know, like a dead end. But you guys can see from here on my right side, new homes. On my left is still a big empty lot. Again, that lot is not gonna last for long. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. On my right-hand side, we're on Cecil B. More. This is where it ends. Remember I talked about the borderline? This is one of the borderlines. With that being said, if we cross this borderline, then we will no longer be in Ludlow. But that building right there on the corner, you see it's colorful with graffiti. You got the doggies. It's called Wag the Dog. On my right, if we go up another block and a half, there's a famous graffiti wall. This like block or two on Cecil B. More is pretty famous for graffiti artists coming here and legally asking for permission and painting murals there. On the other wall, on 5th and Cecil B. More, 9 times out of 10, they don't really have to ask for permission because that wall, for the last, I don't know, easily 20 years or so, they've been, you know, doing artwork on that wall, so nobody really bothers them. They do it in the middle of the daylight. We got the Button Factory Lofts Apartments on my right. That's that building we just passed. It's been rehabilitated and looks good as new. All right, so I'm gonna make this left right here on 6th Street. We got some porch houses on my right. Check it out. Some old porch houses. These are the original homes from the neighborhood. One of these porch homes are for sale on my right. On my left, we got Iglesia Pentecostal, Puerta de Cilio. We're passing Turner Street. We have some PHA housing on my right. We have some original housing on my left. We have that new set of homes for sale and for rent on my right. We're gonna make this right on Oxford Street. Look at that building on my right. That's a brand new home. You see it with all the aluminum siding, and then it got the back deck and everything? See it? That's brand new. All right, we're at Oxford and Marshall. On my left-hand side, you'll see a large church. You see it? It's a big church. It's been there for a great deal of time, probably since I wouldn't be surprised, you know, 1800s. That building on my left looks like they're rehabilitating it. They're doing a really poor job, in my opinion. Look at, there was brickwork. Look on my left-hand side, my sharp left. You see those cinder blocks? There's brickwork on the wall. Like, the original bricks are there, and they're basically stacking up cinder blocks. And them cinder blocks are probably 2, 3, maybe 4 inches away from the wall. And they're putting rebar or rebar, whatever you call it. And they're gonna build a wall in front of the wall. So that's kind of, I don't know, sloppy if you ask me. Probably somebody trying to cut corners. You got a bunch of pretty houses on this block. I think some of these are PHA, the ones on my left, which is, you know, affordable housing, but they still look pretty nice. We got 2 new homes on my left. You see them? You could usually tell because they're like the off colors. We got a meet on the porch. It was a scooter. We got some old houses on my right. We got an old house on my left. We got a house for sale on my right. Past some new ones, but we got a house for sale right here. Fred R. Levine Real Estate is selling that old home. So the original owners probably saw that everybody is moving in, might as well sell theirs, you know what I mean? So, boom. So we are going to make this left on Cecil B. Moore Avenue. Look at new homes on my left. There's a church on my right. Evangelistic Reborn Church, or it's called Newborn, I'm sorry. We got the 3 bus stop right here. 3 bus stop. This is 7th Street. I'm gonna let the school bus go by because he's probably traveling with kids. It's cool, buddy. He waved, cool. No, but he ain't got no kids in there, but it's all right. He's on the clock, so I'm gonna let him get to where he gotta go. On my right, we got Excel Medical Center, striving for a healthier community. On my left, we got MD Company Inc. Prescriptions. We're gonna make this left on Franklin Street, Franklin and Cecil B. Moore. This is a really nice, you know, pretty block for the most part. On my left-hand side, you'll see the A-top homes. They look like, you know, like a suburban community. And on my right, you'll see more porch homes. This whole block got porches, but you notice that in the center, there's this island. You see it? I see how there's this island. The island separates both sides, so it's pretty wide for the most part. And there's a sign right there that literally says no dog pooping. See it on the tree? It shows a picture of the dog taking a dump, a doo-doo. Yo, that's funny. They probably ordered that off the World Wide Web, because that's the only place you're gonna find cool stuff like that. You go to Home Depot and all the signs are boring. But yeah, so as you can see, these houses on my left and on my right, they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice houses. I don't think those are PHA. I think those are like affordable homes, but for mortgage. There's a difference between PHA. I think PHA is like with city funded dollars, you know, that helps the residents stay with low rent and whatnot. And then the affordable homes for, you know, the minorities of the community, those involve subsidies. They qualify for subsidies. So if they are working class, they can qualify for a subsidy. And if they're first-time home buyers, they get a lot of grants. On my left-hand side, we got another building for sale. For sale. You're just gonna hear me say for sale here and for sale there. Look on my left. For sale. Boom. That yellow building, for sale. Right next to it on the right, there's a brand new building. On my right-hand side, we have some of those suburban-looking homes. On my left-hand side, this gentleman came out from Prestige Pavilion. You notice how they named that building Prestige Pavilion. It has a first-floor garage. The bricks are blue. And Prestige Pavilion built a couple of those buildings up and down 7th Street, this street, and by Gerard, I believe. So these houses on my left, they got first-floor garages. Beautiful. I love the first-floor garage factor. Very convenient. You ain't got to worry about off-road parking. We're on Franklin Street. We got Happy Golden House on my left. It's a Chinese and American food takeout. You'll usually see them in every couple corners in Philly. Look at on my left-hand side, Prestige Pavilion. So, and on my right-hand side, you'll see that orange meep squad. That's a scooter, a buddy scooter, a genuine buddy. That's pretty cool. Orange. But you'll see a lot of the Prestige Pavilion, and that tells me that the same investor bought several properties, several slots, and probably, you know, took a huge $1 million, $2, $3, $4 million loan to dump into all them buildings, and then he's just gonna, you know, live off the rent or pay down the mortgage and pay down the bank, and boom, you know, he'll cut his profits, and then he'll end up owning the properties. After 50 or so years, when it becomes like slumlord property, he'll probably end up selling and still make a profit when the neighborhood raises an even higher value. Because in 10, 15 years, this is going to be a more expensive neighborhood than what it is now. So if you want to buy something, you better do it now. You got Hannah condos on my left-hand side, luxury apartments for rent, 1 and 2 bedroom. Then we got some old houses on my left. And then the brick ones that look like PHA housing, those been here longer than those new ones, like the Pavilion and all that stuff. On my left, we got Cordoza Jack's Funeral Home, and we got Fawcett's Boutique. All right, we're going to be crossing over Franklin Street. I see nothing but Jersey tags, Florida tags on my right. This female right here with the book bag going into her brand new building. She, you know, she's a blonde-headed female with book bag. She looked like she's probably like a college student. Normally, I didn't grow up with a lot of blondies. I love blondies, but I never grew up with many of them. Really, to be honest, none of them. We passed North Carolina set of license plate. Look, we passed Connecticut plates on my right. New Jersey on my right. So again, like I say in multiple videos, those are potentially new residents that are, you know, mortgaging these homes. They're moving from their neighborhoods to come and live in the city because the city, you know, might be more convenient for their education choices, might be more convenient for their employment. They might have found a job in the city and whatnot. Philadelphia Parking Authority just drove by. That building on my left, I believe, is one of those Prestige Pavilion apartments. You see, we got these dudes right here dropping off sheetrock. They have a machine with sheetrock, bringing in the sheetrock, doing all of the work. And we got some original homes on my left, and then we got a hospital on my right. And we got a new home right here on my left, the blue one with the blue bricks. This is a two-way street, even though it looks like a one-way. Now enrolling ELRC pre-K on my right-hand side. We're at Franklin and Gerard. That building across the street looks really nice. It was made in 1870. And we got Little Legacy Learning Center on my far left. We're back on Girard Avenue. On my right-hand side, we got Somerset Academy, preschool, after school, and summer camp. We got Liberty gas station on my left. We passed that. We're right here next to 8th Street. 8th and Gerard. I'm gonna make this right. We're gonna go through this little 801 Wellness, the Hawthorne Building, the Magnolia Pavilion, and the Cedar Tower. This is the little health center area I was telling you about. I believe, I may be wrong, maybe not. I think they have a little methadone clinic here. I know there's usually a line out here of people who look like they were ex-substance abusers. And I believe I used to come here with one of my uncles who used to come here. I don't know if he came here for that stuff or what, but let me not eat this stop sign. The Goldman Clinic, behavioral medicine, psychiatric clinic, and comprehensive addiction program. Absolutely, so I was correct, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful mural on my right. And look right ahead of us. You see that green insulation? That's a brand new building being made. That looks more or less like it'll be apartments. It'll probably be like luxury apartments. But yeah, there you go. That's the story of this neighborhood. What was once in ruins, you know, it wasn't always in ruins. I'm sure in the early 1900s, when there was a German community, it was probably very beautiful. But, you know, over time, when they moved out, the new residents moved in, and then many years of neglect and drug use, and when the crack era hit Philadelphia really hard. That's when most of the neighborhoods, most of the blocks got really run down. We got Temple Presbyterian Church on my left-hand side. I actually did a I wouldn't say I preached, yeah, but I spoke in front of a crowd of 300 people here at this church. Yep, on my left, my far left-hand side, Temple Presbyterian Church, located at 7th and Thompson. Look at this dude's dog on my left-hand side. He don't have him on a leash, so I'm gonna be very careful. See if the dog's smart enough to stop. Smart dog, smart dog. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, the dog sat down on his own. You got that, bro. Awesome. Go ahead, buddy. You and your dog first. That is awesome. It's and his dog didn't even go after the other dog. Cool. There was another dog walking. That is what's up. That's a well-trained little blue nose pit. Wonder why they call blue nose pits, right? Because they never really blue. Like, they're gray. They have like a gray tint to them. But yeah, that was a beautiful dog, and the dog was obedient for the most part without even having to be on a leash. You know, that happens when you train them since they're pups. When you train them since they're pups, they grow up to be very respectful, no matter the breed. So we're passing plenty of new homes, some old homes, now leasing on my right. We're on 7th and Master Street. On the left-hand side, we got Raymond A. Gonzalez Enterprises grocery store. We also got L&M Service Auto Repair on my left. We got some old homes on my right, some new homes on my right, some new homes on my left, some old homes on my left. Look at the Prestige Pavilion. Remember I told you that whoever owns that Prestige Pavilion, put that stamp on a couple of his buildings. His or her, whoever owns that, or it might be an entity, it might be a group. Look on my left. Prestige Pavilion. You see it in gray? Now I'm going to reverse a little bit. Now look at all this woodwork before that Prestige Pavilion. I won't be surprised if that's one of their other buildings. And they're just basically taking up this little block right here. And Prestige, I guess I'm assuming it's like a high-end apartment or something. Like, you know, luxury apartment. Look on my right, Prestige Pavilion. That's a 4-story building. Look on my right and look on my left. Right here, this Prestige Pavilion on my right, Prestige Pavilion on my left. All of this on my left is Prestige Pavilion. So that dude bought a lot of property around here, or whoever it was. I don't know if it's a group, because sometimes there can be a group. It's not just one person. You know, sometimes it's a group of investors. Everybody puts in money. They all make a profit. On my right, brand new homes. On my left, we got some old original homes. On my right, we got some probably like 25-year-old homes, maybe, give or take. Those are the ones that they look like PHA housing. I think those are PHA. Yeah, they're apartments. On my left, now leasing. Brand new buildings. On my left, a super skinny building. Y'all saw that? It was a little pipsqueak. We got more new buildings on my left. Brand new buildings on my left. On my right-hand side, we got a church that does daycare and adult services and all that stuff. We're on 7th and Oxford. We got Zaneta grocery store on my right-hand side. And we got some clean-looking, you know, suburban-style housing on my left. I think that's the ones where they give you like a subsidy. Look at Prestige Pavilion on my right. Pavilion. Another Prestige Pavilion on my right. You see how he or she or they are dropping them everywhere? Then we got, you know, a couple private new homes. So the way that works is, you know, all you got to do is go to figure out in City Hall who owns these lots, and you can make them an offer. If they don't owe any taxes, you make them an offer. If they want to sell, you could buy the slot of land off of them. If they owe taxes, you know, you can, you know, try to work them down so you can cover the taxes, or, you know, buy it with the taxes and owed, and you know, own it. We're making a left down Franklin again. However, we're going to be on the opposite side of the island. Remember the island that I was telling you guys on the left? We went down the left. Now we're on the right side. This block, visibly, it looks nice. This is a nice looking block. And since we are in the cold season, you don't really see that many kids out playing. But if you come out in the summer, you'll see kids riding their bikes and all that. Yeah, so if he or she wanted to buy a property, you go buy the slot of land. Then you'll go to the bank, get a loan unless you got enough cash. If you got $200,000 cash, $300,000 cash, then you don't need a loan. Then you would go to, you know, hire a contracting company. Obviously, you need some architects to do the blueprints and all that good stuff. And after that, let me make a left right here. We're on 8th and Oxford. When you get, you know, the permits and zoning and all that approved and stuff, then, you know, the company, we got some New York tags, we got some Florida tags, we got Texas tags on my left. Look at that, 3 separate tags on one corner. But then we got a lot of new homes here on the block, so that goes to show you. So yeah, so then they'll go and they'll, you know, once you hire the contracting company, all the permits and everything's done, and you own the land and everything is locked in stone, in less than a year, you know, money talks. So if you have a good amount of money, you can get the project probably done in 5 months, 4 months, 6 months. But it also it all depends on your bag. Like, how big is your bag? Your bag being how big is your bank account. But that's where loans come into play, because if you don't have enough money, you know, you got a little capital we got a new home on my left, look it, next to lots. On my right, we got tons of trash and debris. On my left, we got an old home. On my left, we got 2 old homes. On my right, we got lots. On my left, we got a couple new homes. Then we got some big new behemoth homes that are dropped in place. See, and they're all for sale. All of them. If we keep going straight, we'll hit that North Philadelphia health system, the Girard Medical Center. I'm gonna make this right here on 8th and Master. On my right, we got a huge lot, a gigantic lot that, if you've been paying attention the whole video, it ain't gonna last long. Like, if you hit the lottery, you better go through this neighborhood and start buying up every little lot that you can and hold on to it like Monopoly. I promise you it's gonna be worth something. All right, so I'm gonna make this left on 9th Street. This is the borderline, right? So I'm gonna make this left on 9th Street. I'm making this left. Now, on my right, those blue garages, I've seen several of those halal food carts from Center City stored there. And I also see a sign that says Mike Matpes or Malpez Boxing Gym, train at your own risk. Jim Hopkins, okay, so that's a boxing gym also. But I've seen plenty of those food carts that sell like hot sausages and cheesesteaks and stuff from Center City stored in that building, because I was wheeling down this avenue. I got, you know, some wheelie videos on my channel, and this was one of the avenues that I was wheeling when I would get my practice on. We're on 9th and Thompson. And I remember seeing them wash their food carts or driving them in and driving them out of there. This is a pretty discreet and quiet underpass. There's not a lot of people under here. There's not a lot of traffic, not a lot of foot traffic. I was out here like daily, hanging out, riding, because it was a nice peaceful area for me to ride without, you know, cars really rushing me out of the way. On my right, we passed a bottom dollar food. And above us, this train rail above us, to my knowledge, that is Amtrak's. Amtrak's meaning that's how you travel from, you know, state to state, township to township, city to city, via Amtrak's. I'm not too savvy of how Amtrak's runs, if it goes nationwide or what, but yeah, that's Amtrak's. We're on 9th and Gerard, so if we pass 9th or Gerard, we're out of the Ludlow community. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bust a U-turn right here. We got Gerard Beer Distributor on my right. And if we go up another block, if we would have kept on going straight and made a left, we would have hit another police station, a skate park for people who like skateboarding and all that stuff. But yeah, I've taken a couple cool photos under here. I fell really bad under here before. In the rain, I was wheeling my beast mode right under here, right here. Boom. I was wheeling and I pressed the brake and it was wet. It was like a rainy day. Oh no, tell me why. I landed straight down, boom. That's actually in one of my intros. Like, if you look at my intro for the year 2019, I had created like a little introduction to all the videos. It shows me in that video falling, and I used that clip from the whole video. I have the whole video showing when I fell on my channel, and then I used that highlight as part of the intro to my old videos in 2019, which was captured from when I did daily vlogging every day in 2018. 365 daily vlogs straight. All right, garages for rent on my left-hand side. Those blue garages are also for rent. I just read a sign. It said garages for rent. So if you are interested in renting a garage for storage, that would be it. Blast, Snob, S-Rock, Snob, S-Rock, Snob, with S-Rock, S-Rock. Should we keep going? Snob, S-Rock, Snob, S-Rock, Snob. So what they did there is called a rally. a rally. Like, you know, when you rally in handball, you rally in tennis, you go back to back to back to back to back. That's what they did in graffiti. It's called a rally. And what that shows is that you got skills, you're not afraid of the law, and you get busy, basically. Trap is back. Especially if it's a real clean rally. Yeah. On my right hand side, I found a crazy big Ziploc bag of Works. Works is needles, right? With the syringes. Like literally, like 2.5-3 weeks ago, I needed a spot to like bust a leak, and I parked up there and I went to go bust a leak. I'm gonna let this female go first because she's with her daughter. Family first. But yeah, we're on 9th and Jefferson. I was taking a leak and I was looking like right there next to the lot. And I know I shouldn't be leaking in public, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. And I saw this Ziploc bag with like 30-40 needles. I was like, yo, isn't that worth money to somebody out there? All right, so we got some brand new buildings on my right. New. I actually did my Beast Mode 2018 brand new SE review on my left-hand side against that wall. The videos on my channel, I used this block right here to start the SE bike review. So yeah, if you look through a lot of my videos in the past, you'll see a lot of Philly influence. Like I pretty much shoot in the city. So 9th and Oxford, we're on 9th and Oxford. We got a big abandoned lot on my left, and we got an apartment on my right. Now the lot on my left will probably get bought out soon. You already know the deal. All right, we're on Cecil B. Moore. Cecil B. Moore is the borderline, and we're on 9th Street. So we can't make a left or we can't go forward because then we'll be out of the Ludlow neighborhood. Go ahead, sir. But if we go left, we would hit Temple University's campus. I'll probably do a walking tour this week coming up, taking you through Temple University's campus on foot so you guys can see what the campus looks like up close. So turn on your notification bell. Without turning on the notification bell, you will not be notified when a new video is released. I'm gonna let this guy go because I want to drive slow. We're making this right on 8th and Cecil B. Moore, turning on 8th Street. We got the gray Manor apartments on my right, professionally managed by Community Property Management. You see it on my right, 1600, that's the address. And then on my left, we have some old homes and then some new homes. Well, not, when I say old and new, there's like two different news. There's the news that were made like 15 to 25 years ago, like in the 90s and in the 2000s. And there's the news that were made like, you know, a couple months ago to a year or 2 or 3 years ago. So that's the difference in the new homes. All right, so we're back on 8th and Oxford Street. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go through this because we already saw all of this. You see they got new homes on the right, and look at the streets. They broke open every couple yards because they had to break open the street, the asphalt for the plumbing. Then they poorly patch it up, and when you drive over it, you driving over like crappy roads. We're gonna make this left on 9th and Jefferson. Go ahead, buddy, because you're gonna rush me once I get in front of you. He's gonna rush me. I prefer people to just go in front of me so they ain't gotta rush me. All right, we are approaching Perth, P-E-R-T-H, Perth Street. I should take you guys down Perth. Let me take you down Perth because I haven't showed you Perth yet. All right, here. Let's make this left. We're gonna make this left. Oops. Ooh, how I fumble. I fumbled. I popped the clutch, son. But it's cool. It happens to the best of us. But so we got 20,000. His tag on my right hand side. Everybody probably wondering what just happened when I was all cracking up talking about I popped the clutch. If you let go of the clutch, then you stall out, and I don't stall out like really at all. Like no way, Jose. I rarely ever stall out, but it's cool. Happens. All right. So on my right hand side, we got some driveways in the back of those houses. Those are the houses that was on Franklin on the 9th Street with the double double lanes with the island in the middle. I can't make a right here, can I? No way, Jose. Let's make this left here. We got a Mercedes in front of us hanging out in the house right there. Check it out. For all you Mercedes enthusiasts. Look at that Suburban. That's an old school Suburban. That was pretty neat. Gas guzzler though. I think it's like 8 gallons per mile. All right, so let's go left once more. 8th and Oxford. Yeah, when I first learned how to drive stick, I learned how to drive stick in a 1985 Mazda RX-7 GSLSE with posi rear. I was 13 years old. I learned how to drive automatic in a Honda Civic. Yeah, so cliche, right? Yeah, I learned how to drive automatic in a Honda Civic when I was 9. But I learned how to drive stick in a Mazda RX-7 when I was 13. I used to chirp those gears. Skirt! Alright, go ahead, buddy. I'm gonna let you go by because I'm in no rush. Passing Franklin Street. Alright, we're on 7th and Jefferson. Now we're traveling down Jefferson. Look, we got the Prestige Pavilion on my right. Look at, we got more Prestige Pavilion on my right. That's a whole nother building. Look at it. Right here. On my right hand side. Look at the streets. Bunch of gravel, bunch of rocks. They don't care about nothing. Then we got a lot right here on my right that looks like it's gonna be, you know, built on soon. We got Marshall Street. I'm gonna make this left on Marshall. This is a deaf child area. There's a sign right there. It says deaf child area, meaning somebody on this block has a kid that suffered from hearing loss. I don't know if they were born without hearing or if it happened sometime in their life, but yeah. Meaning just travel safely, travel slowly. No need to speed. All right, Oxford. We're on Marshall and Oxford. That was the block where the dude was. See that building right there on the left where I said that the dude, it's actually like 7 inches out. So what it looks like that building on my left is leaning and they're using the cinder blocks to basically support the building. But that's a really crappy job because if the building is leaning, it's leaning. Covering it with cinder blocks isn't really gonna do it no justice. So buddy right here parked up. He double parked with his Honda Accord. Remind me of my buddy Rex Honda Accord in Jersey and Camden. He got the same one. I believe it's the same year. Same color too. All right, so we probably got like another couple blocks of this neighborhood that I ain't cover. But for the most part, I think we have been fortunate enough to cover most of it. See, some neighborhoods are small enough to cover them within an hour tour. Some of them I need to go back for part 2 or part 3. Oh, we just passed some Tennessee tags. Whoa. Delaware on my left and New York on my right. Wow, North Carolina on my right. See, so what's that telling y'all? What is that telling? California on my right. Yo, what's that telling y'all? Philly might not be the most ideal place for some of you, but for people in Cali and Tennessee and North Carolina, it's ideal for them. Look at that new building right there across the street on my right. You see it? And they already spray painted on it. See, it got lime green spray paint. That sucks. The brand new brickwork that's gonna have to get pressure washed now because of the graffiti. And it wasn't even like nice graffiti. It was like crap. I think it said Q. Q-U-E. All right, let's make this right here on 6th Street. Gonna make this right. We already went down 6th Street, but there's Turner Street right here. I'm gonna go around so you guys can see Turner. Turner is right here on my left-hand side. We are now passing Turner. But y'all haven't seen Turner. So I'm gonna have to go around. There's a 4-wheeler right out front of this house on my right. Y'all can't even see it. It looks like a Chung Bang Kung Pao though. Like a cheap Chinese 4-wheeler, so yeah. All right, so this is a one-way street. Oxford is a one-way or it's two-way? It used to be two-way. You know, it's two-way. What you talking about, Willis? So I'm gonna go left, and you can see a better look at these buildings they're making on my right. So they got the barricades and everything, protecting the area. You got the Tester Construction Company Group. They're the ones who's in charge of that work site. So I'm making a left right here. I believe we are on Randolph. Yes, we're on Randolph. These dudes on my right are doing construction. All right, we're gonna make this left on Turner Street. Remember this block on my right that I said was full of new houses? So we're gonna make this left on Turner Street. Check this out. We're on the 500 block of Turner Street. 2-story homes. The ones on my right got clean brick pointing. The ones on my left, the brick pointing has been covered with aluminum siding, with paint. The ones on my right, I wonder if they're related to PHA, because PHA usually has the tendency to use the clean brick. I mean, not saying PHA is the only one that uses the clean brick, but sometimes when there's a whole block uniform like that crispy, yeah, Q wrote again here on this wall. But at least this wall wasn't a brand new building, I mean, and it's the buff. When I say it's the buff, it's a wall that the City of Philadelphia Clip Department comes out and buffs often. So when they write on a wall that gets buffed weekly, I mean, graffiti and vandalism, you know, sucks to begin with, but hey, listen, at least they gonna buff it in like a week or two. Without the graffiti artists, then there'll be no job for the Clip Department. Think about that. It's kind of like a food chain, you know? Without the graffiti artists, then Clip won't have no graffiti to clean off. So if the graffiti artists just stop graffitiing, then what is Clip gonna clean off of walls? Clip is the department that goes around, takes pictures of the graffiti and paints over it. They are called the Buff, B-U-F-F. They say, oh man, they buff my ish. Yo man, they buff my John right there on 5th Street. Meaning that they went over their throw up piece, whatever, tag up with, you know, just some primer paint. That's what they do. They'll take some cheap brown paint, white paint, gray paint, and they'll paint over it. Like the store on my right, it says F-A-T, fat. He tagged up there with a fat cap. And most likely, that hand is gonna get buffed because it's on a burgundy wall on a store that gets buffed often. Some graffiti artists don't like to waste their paint on buff areas. Some of them will write on places, like I know my homie Spade, SPD, he will write on places that he knows the buff won't hit. That's the type of person he is, and there's many other people that's like that. But like, for example, this school right here on the corner, that brown, you see the brown painted on the brick? That's been buffed several times. That's why it's painted brown. And even if you paint there today, in a week, 2-3 weeks tops, the buff will come and paint over it brown once again. So that's the buff. All right, we're passing Master Street. So I'm gonna make a left on Thompson coming up, and then I'm gonna take you on the other side of the school, because there's a little block right here on the other side of the school. We already went through this block right here, but I'm gonna make a left right here. Boom, we're making a left on 6th and Thompson. And that's Randolph. All right, so I gotta get all the way around the other side to show you what Randolph looks like, so we can go straight down Randolph. All right, no problemo. Most of these houses in this block are original, except the one on my right. The big one right here on my far right, yeah, it stands out like a sore thumb. And this is 5th Street, remember. If we cross over 5th Street, we're no longer in the Ludlow neighborhood. See that Benz across the street? We're parked in front of the house. I'm not telling you, look at that Benz because I like Benzes. I'm telling you, look at that Benz because you can almost imagine the type of working class people that are moving into those brand new buildings. That building is called Streamline. It's for lease. And that whole block was the block that I said when we started the beginning of the tour. There was new houses on the left and on the right. There, that goes to show you. There you go. To a Mercedes-Benz owner who's, you know, financing or leasing a new 2019, 2018, 2020 Benz, you know, for X amount of dollars per month, you know, paying $1,500 to $2,500 of rent for these new homes is absolutely nothing, because they're used to spending more, you know, $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 in rent or more, depending on where they come from. We got a new building right here on my right. We passed it in the beginning, but look at it. I had a dream there when I was a kid. I was like 9 years old. Before that building was there, there was an old abandoned building there, and I had a dream in that building. Look at that park right there. On my right-hand side, there's a basketball court. On my left, we got porches, and we got 3-story houses on my left. It looked like there was a classroom of kids out there. We're gonna make a left from the 1300 block of Randolph Street. This was a good spot to park with the ice cream truck when I used to drive the ice cream truck. Rest in peace, Marcos. Marcos put me onto the ice cream truck. And this is where we used to park at to get, you know, sales. Because, you know, obviously parking next to a school is smart. Look at on my left-hand side. That blue building is brand new. It's a 3-story home, and then there's a little garage right there. A nice 1-story garage. Then right after the garage, you see aluminum siding building, a really wide building, probably an apartment. Then a brick-pointed building. Then we have an old little warehouse on my left. JW Furniture, 1319 Randolph. On my right, we got some old buildings. Original buildings, I should say, not old. Clean up after your dog is a $300 fine. We're on the 1300 block of Randolph, about to cross over to the 1200 block of Randolph Street. We're crossing over now. Now we're on the 1200 block of Randolph Street. Look at this little house on my left. You see it? There's actually 3 of them. 2 of them are too far off to the left that you can't see, but they're really tiny. See how they're pushed back and these houses are pushed forward? And then look at these houses. They're all 3-story, 3-story. The one on my right is for sale. 3-story, 3-story. Another one on my right for sale. There's 2 on my left that are 4-story. Look at 4-story burgundy, and the brick one right after the burgundy one on my left is 4-story. The one on my right has a garage on the first floor. That's 3-story. Most of them are 3 stories, 3 stories. And then boom, we're back at Girard Avenue. Randolph and Gerard. So I'm gonna make this left right here on Gerard. I'm gonna approach with caution. For those of you who like the trolley still runs right here on Gerard. We got Mike's Airbrush across the street, King's Tax, M London, Sample Furniture. Right there, those people that are waiting, they're waiting for the trolley. Now the trolley that they got running up Gerard is a classic looking trolley. It's like green with like a tan. It looks like an older cart, like they rehabilitated the old carts from back in the day. The trolleys that I saw on Woodland, they look like SEPTA buses. I don't know if there's a particular reason why. Maybe these trolleys stay above ground. Those trolleys that are on Woodland, I don't know. I think they go underground. I don't know. I'm not sure, but y'all could chime in. Look at the Prestige Pavilion on my right, y'all. You see? So Prestige Pavilion been dropping dimes everywhere. I mean, I guess it's a good investment if you're an investor, but a lot of the time the investors don't care about the community. Passing 5th and Thompson. They only care about their financial gain. Homegirls on my left, Philly Homegirls. Wow, that's what the sign said. Homegirls. Yeah, that building on my right on Master is called the Montessori in Motion Enrollment Now. Little City, luxury apartments, pool, parking, pet friendly, gym, 24/7 entrance, Little City Activity Center. Wow, they got their own gym, they got their own pool in that building and everything, y'all. So if you're into one of them luxury apartments, yo, that building right there is for sale on my right. You see it? That brick pointed building? For sale. It goes to show you. Now we're gonna drive up a little bit more. We're gonna drive up a little bit more so that you guys can see the front side of 5th Street. Remember that block that I said that they made a bunch of new houses? Y'all probably don't remember, but it was on Randolph and Cecil B more. Before we turned up Turner. Right here next to this. Look, let me show y'all instead of just talking about it. Ah, see that Toyota Corona. Go ahead, buddy. CRV gang. He gave me the head nod, and that's cool when people at least acknowledge the fact that you let them go by, because you ain't gotta let them go by, but I do. So look, on the left hand side, the building is for lease. Wonder if that film studio is still located here. So we got Boulder Lounge on my left, Two's Fast, and there was also rock climbing. Yeah, there's rock climbing inside that building, guys. Yup, there's rock climbing. Look at these new houses right here on the left. Look at, see them? That's the front side to that little community. On my right, you see that big lot that's empty? There used to be a big pun mural on that wall, and that was actually a pallet company, a pallet location. You know, the wooden pallets that hold things for warehouses. See all them guys building? They're building. We're gonna go around the block. Right now we're passing 5th and Cecil B more, which means we're leaving the Ludlow community. But I want to show you this graffiti wall on my right. It's very famous in Philly. And on my left, these are all lofts, brewing companies, lamp factories, and more. We got the Button Studios. There used to be a skate park right here on my right inside that painted up building. And on my far, we got the Sewing Factory, Loft Apartments on my left. And on the far right, on the bottom, y'all can't see it, but there's a bunch of like graffiti murals down there and whatnot. On my left, these are all like little, what were once empty, abandoned buildings are now getting rehabilitated. sale, building lot, 100, no, it says 1,773 square feet. We're moving to our new location, 5505 Tacony Street. Last day is Thursday, 1/7/2020. Reopening 1/11/2020. Huh? 2020. Oh, so they moved last year. I'm trying to think, was that this year? No, they moved last year. Then that sign been up. That sign looked like it was just put up there. Did they meant to put 2021? Because I could have swore this place was active not too long ago. Well, anyway, that used to be Honor Foods. There was a bunch of like, it's the division of Burris Logistics. Honor Foods, they did like, they had 18-wheelers, you know, the Mack trucks that were doing deliveries. They're hiring. It says right there on the building, Honor Foods now hiring. I'm gonna let this car behind me go by. These little pottery things right here are trees, as you can see. They just put them there less than 2 years ago. They just put those little pottery large things. They're gonna end up being big old trees. On my right, there used to be like a little building here. They knocked it down, and there's nothing but graffiti back there. This is the spot where I say that they illegally graffiti at. You can come out here, and if you're an artist and you respectfully, you know, paint over something that's been there for a long time. Buster, I see that piece, Buster. We're on Cecil B. Germantown. Remember, we're only 1 block away, but we're not in Ludlow based on the map coordinates. Look at this building right here. This is where the skit factory was at. It was not a factory. It was like an outdoor business where you can sell your old wooden pallets, and they would sell them also. They would buy and sell them. And look at the graffiti wall on my right. There's been a lot of music videos shot here because obviously the wall, the artwork looks beautiful. I'm going slow so these cars can pass me, just so y'all can see the wall. And now we're crossing back over. Watch, once we cross 5th Street, boom, we're back in the Ludlow community. And on my left is those new houses. Y'all think I should go in their driveway? What's up? I'm gonna go in their driveway for y'all. We in here. I'm gonna go left. Somebody gonna see my vehicle and be like, he don't live here. Check it out. They get a brand new asphalt driveway. Let me show y'all their little sitting area right here. Look at their little private sitting area. See it? I only turned just so y'all can see the sitting area. Look on my right hand side. This is a 2019 Mazda CX-9. See that silver vehicle, the SUV? I did that review in 2019, I believe. It's on my channel. I have a Mazda CX-9 car review on my channel. It's about a half an hour long. I gave you guys an up close, in-depth look at that vehicle right there. Damn near the same color. And I took you for a test drive and everything. It's on my channel. Check it out sometime. It's on my car playlist video, or car video playlist, or playlist with cars. I have like 15, 20 playlists, guys. So you can feel free to explore. Look at these houses on my left. They got their own garages. And on my right, they got their own little... Wow, the ones on the right don't have garages. Wow, I wonder what's the price difference. It's probably like a $20,000 price difference, right? The ones on my left got roof decks. What are they, 4-story? Yeah, they look like 4-story. The one on my right, they look like, yeah, 3, 4-story. Yo, but the ones on the left got garages. The ones on the right don't got garages. Which ones would y'all prefer? Would y'all prefer the ones with the garages? Would y'all prefer the ones without the garages with just these little gates? I think I would take the one with the garages. I'll be real with y'all. I'll be completely real, because, you know, garages are cool. And as you can see, look at that, boom, we're driving right under their little underpass. This is their private community. I'm surprised they don't have this gated, because right now I could have been plotting on, you know, their property or something. Obviously, I'm not like that, but that goes to show you anybody could have came here and plotted. Same way that I drove through, anybody could have drove through and vandalized their property or did some crazy stuff. All right, so let's make this right. That's Turner Street. Remember we went up Turner? And on my right, for sale. You see it? For sale. They probably, this is 1637 North Randolph Street. So if anybody wants to buy that home, Google it, figure out. I think the owners, Center City, I think Center City Real Estate. I can't tell, but I already told you that address. It was like in some fancy script. This one is being sold by Brent Selleck Real Estate. Wonder what's the difference? Why is it the same buildings, but they got different real estate companies selling that properties, right? That's kind of strange, because they both had 2 different signs, but they're damn near the same houses. All right, guys, we're on Randolph from Cecil B. Moore, making a left on Cecil B. Moore. And I believe that will conclude today's small tour covering the Ludlow community. This is a neighborhood in lower North Philadelphia. I want to say thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate your support big time. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the engagement. I want to ask you guys to please take a second out of your day when this video finishes. Click that thumbs up button. That will help get the notifications out to other viewers. Also, turn on your notification bell so you could be notified when another video drops. If you don't turn on your notification bell, even though you're subscribed to me, you're still not going to get notified when I release a video. Lastly, if you would leave a comment, that would be an awesome donation. Donate a comment, let me know your thoughts, talk about some memories, talk about some stories. I would love it. Hope you guys have a good day. This is Tune. Look at the little doggy. What's up, doggy? It's my cousin. But yeah, not the human. The dog was my cousin. But this is Tune, tuning out.